People hate Moash, but most people don't understand why they hate him in the first place. All they know is that he's a villain. But the reality is, if you understand Moash, you understand a lot more about the world that we live in today. Most people hate Moash, and I would say that I also hate him, but I'll be honest, over time, it's definitely moved from hate to more, I feel, an extreme amount of pity for him. And he is really pathetic. And my core belief is that a lot of people hate Moash as a villain without really understanding him. Because if you really understand Moash, you realize that our world is filled with Moashes. You may be a Moash. I may be a Moash. And if you watch this video, you'll start to recognize Moashes everywhere. The unfortunate reality is that we live in a world full of Moashes. I haven't read Wind and Truth as yet, so I don't know his eventual fate. Please don't spoil it for me. And this is a spoiler warning. I've only read up to, I guess, the only book I have to read is Wind and Truth. I have one more book remaining, so this is a spoiler warning. I view Moash as a dark avatar to Kaladin. In many ways, they are quite similar from their temperament to the way that they tend to approach things. They are both driven by revenge initially. Moash for getting revenge on Elokar and the people that he deems to be responsible, rightfully so, for the death of his grandparents, his only family in this world. And Kaladin getting revenge for his little brother Tin and just how crappy his life was. But I do think that the main difference is Kaladin, even though he did want revenge, and that was one of his drivers, he also recognized the importance of protecting people around him, preventing other people from being Tin. Meanwhile, Moash is so focused on revenge that that's his only focus, and that blinds him. We have a ton of characters who have a lot of pain and a lot of emotional turmoil that they go through. Dalina killed an entire city. He's responsible for the death of his wife. However, the differences between them and Moash is that they understand that they need to carry that pain to drive them forward. So Dalina is thinking, hey, I need to carry this pain so I can focus on this pain to go on that journey to becoming a better man. There would be no journey if there wasn't a starting point. Kaladin, as I said previously, is using this pain to protect the members of Bridge 4, so there is no tin. There is no more tins. He felt like he let his brother down, and he is driven by not letting the people that he cares about down. Moash, however, takes a different approach. But I'll say this, Moash isn't hated just because he's a villain. I actually think it goes a bit deeper than this. I think he's hated because he represents a choice that people are afraid of, and that maybe some people, including me, see within ourselves. I would say Moash goes through different phases. I would say two main phases. The beginning of his phase, he's focused on the revenge for his family. And the second phase, he focuses on the pain of betraying those around him. Because, spoilers ahead, I'm just saying, I gave spoiler warnings. When he kills Elokar, at some point, Moash stops chasing justice. He kills Elokar. He kills the Bright Lord Roshan, I believe, and he's still empty because he still has that pain of betraying his brothers and almost killing Kaladin. That's a heavy pain. That's a heavy guilt. And that's where he becomes very dangerous. Because at that point, he gives his life over to Odium. He becomes a servant of Odium. The condition that Odium takes his pain away. He becomes numb. And that is what makes him dangerous. Moash literally chooses the path of psychopathy to achieve, just to take that pain away. It's very easy to sit and say, yes, Moash is a villain, he's horrible. But Moash has feelings. He is not a psychopath. He feels the guilt, he feels the shame, he feels the pain, and he gives it all to Odium. And as a result, he becomes Odium's tool. And it's easy to judge him for that. I totally understand. And he is wrong. This is not excuse. This is just a backstory. But I want you to think about how much people we know, including ourselves, that turn to alcohol, sex, terrible relationships, exercise, overwork, constant distraction to avoid the pain that we have to deal with in real life. For many of us, if we were given the same option to have a God take our pain away, some of us will take that because some of us already practice that, just a different God. Moash destroyed himself. He could have been a radiant. He was trusted. He had a sharp blade and a sharp blade. He could have achieved so much, but he destroyed that. And the reality is, a lot of us do the same in our real lives. We don't do it loudly like Moash. We don't try to assassinate a king or prime minister, but we do it silently in a way that's more socially acceptable. Drinking, drugs, sex, crime. So, in my opinion, Moash isn't extreme. He's very familiar. Look around your life. Look at your family. Look at your friends. There's a lot of Moashes around. You might be one. I know I'm one. As much as I hate Moash, I also understand that if you offered a lot of people, some of your closest friends, the opportunity to take that pain away, even if it's just for a day, a lot of us would take it. And even worse, some of us might have things that we won't do. Some people would do things that they wouldn't even think themselves capable of just to take that pain away. Now, Moash is still a villain, and it's still okay to hate him. He made these choices intentionally and deliberately, and that makes him a villain. Even if you understand his reasons, even if you can empathize and you can see a bit of yourself in him, he's still a villain because of his actions. Understanding someone does not mean excusing them. Understanding them means that you understand the path that it took for them to get to that point. And honestly, in life, that really matters. At the end of the day, people hate Moash because he's what happens when you avoid the pain of your past and don't carry it. Moash isn't the worst version of humanity. And this really scares me. I would say, especially as you look around at how this world is devolving into crap, he is actually the easiest version of humanity.